Hi folks, it's Ulrich Peiser with Guitar Ingenuity. Today we're going to talk about this puppy here, the F chord. However, what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to show you two ways that are kind of F chord workarounds. I do it under protest because I want you to learn that chord in the right way. But for those of you who just struggle too much, and technically I would say 99% of my guitar students just at least in the beginning struggle with that chord. Eventually they come around because I forced them to. But I show you two ways that you can use as a workaround. They're technically, at least the first version is not 100% correct, but it gets you there. And the second version is the half F. You might have heard that, half F, which is an F chord. It's just, it doesn't sound as full and rich as the regular version. So stay tuned. I'm going to zoom you in and then I'll show you exactly what we need to do. Till then. Alright guys, as promised, the super easy way to play the F chord. Now, to be very clear, because I can already anticipate the onslaught of comments that I will receive for this video, what I'm about to show you is not a full F, and technically speaking, it's like part of an F chord, I guess you can say, but it's not a full F chord. But again, for those of you who want it super easy, you can get away with this. So the index finger goes in the first fret on the second string of the bottom, which is obviously your B string. Now the next finger, which is the middle finger, goes into the second fret, third string from the bottom. Let me just shift my guitar a little bit so you see exactly where the fingers go. The ring finger goes one string over and one fret over and one string up into the third fret, the third string from the top. So this is the finger position for your not so correct F chord, but I'll get away with it. And what you would have to do is make sure that you only play the strings that you cover with your fingers. So not the low E string, not the A string, and not the high E string. So it would sound something like this. Now compare that to the real F chord. You hear the difference. That's obviously much richer, much stronger, with a completely different presence. But again, you can get away with it. So what I'm going to show you now is what people refer to as the little F chord. It's kind of, it sounds much better than the one that I showed you right now. It's a little bit more complicated, but I encourage you to learn it until you're ready for the real F chord. So what you would do is you use your index finger again and you cover the first two strings in the first fret like that. Now here's a little bit of a weird thing that goes on. Let me come a little bit closer. Usually when you put your fingers on a string, you want to come in with an angle almost like 90 degrees to the fretboard. Let me just turn my guitar a little bit and then you should see that. Now in this particular case, what you want to do is you don't want to have your finger angled, but you want to have it flat so you can actually cover both strings, right? Let me turn that around very slowly. You see that? So that's very important. The middle finger, you go into the second fret, third string from the bottom, and with your ring finger, you go into the third fret, third string from the top. So let me come a little bit closer so you see exactly where the fingers need to go. And you see that here as I turn my guitar, what my index finger does, it covers both strings, and that's why it looks a little weird if you compare it to the other fingers. So it looks kind of sideways on the strings, whereas the other two fingers, that's more your traditional way you would position your fingers on a string. So here's how it sounds. It's much closer when you compare it to the regular F. So again, it gets you much closer to the actual F chord. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning, I encourage you to continue watching because what I'm going to show you in the next video is a way to learn the F chord, the real F chord, with a little bit of cheating. I don't want to call it cheating, actually. It's just like a workaround. So we learn to use that finger position that you need for an F chord, but there is actually a trick that you can use which makes it much easier to get accustomed to that finger position, so that you then in a second step actually can learn to play the F chord in the right way. Before we do that, please subscribe, please leave a like, and also subscribe to my website. It's completely free of charge. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in a second.